Why hello everyone! Long time no studio vlog. I figured that I had a decent amount of interesting things going on for the next couple of days as opposed to what's been happening the last few months, that I could actually do a studio vlog and it would not be deathly boring. And I also figured I could tack on something else I've wanted to do, which was kind of like an update slash summer plans announcement type thing. So I figured combining the two in this video would work out pretty well since the studio vlogs are normally, you know, pretty chilled out and stuff. So the first thing that I wanted to kind of go through and mention is the like update slash summer plans, which is kind of going into also what this studio vlog will be about, which is like cleaning up my studio and getting ready for a summer of chaos. But basically the plan for the summer, I have pre-filmed all but a studio tour pretty much right now. I think I'm good for video content for the summer because I'm going to do my usual thing, which is like work on crazy costume and building stuff for most of the summer. I took off way longer last year, which I didn't take off, I just made the costume building the content for the summer, but this time and last time the full plan was to like, you know, keep the content normal like on YouTube and just work on this stuff at the same time, which didn't work out. So this year I made sure to pre-film stuff. It's just filming, I still need to like do voiceovers and stuff, so it's not like I'm disappearing and like having this YouTube channel run itself. I'm definitely like still here, still involved, I just don't actually need to film anything. So, you know, when I have like paint streaks in my hair and everything, I don't need to worry about jumping on and like filming this new video for that week or whatever. So yeah, working on a crazy costume again this summer, which I'm not entirely sure. I'm still thinking about maybe possibly filming clips here and there, kind of like I did for Project Emphas, and just kind of compiling it into one video, because I know some of you guys are interested in costume building and just prop building, but I know other people aren't, so I wouldn't want to like inundate people with that, but I like being able to like look back and see how I built things, and I know lots of people have been using my Project Emphas videos as like reference, which is crazy, for building their own Emphas Nest costumes, so I definitely see the benefit in possibly taking a bit of time here and there to film a few clips of kind of the process. So I might be doing that, but like I said, I've pre-filmed like everything, which also to the costume thing, I'm still not like, I have no clue if I'm gonna actually be able to finish it, because like I said, I have taken less time this time than I did for the Emphas Nest costume. I'm like down a week because I'm normally building these costumes to wear to Fan Expo Canada, which is normally Labor Day weekend, but this year it is a week early, so I lose a week there. And I'm also starting like 3 weeks-ish later than I did last year, so this is going to be interesting, and I just generally this year has not been a great health year for me, but that's just boring and unnecessary to go through. But yeah, the main thing is that because I've been pre-filming everything, the studio is slightly catastrophic, and the last video that I need to film is a studio tour, so it can't look this catastrophic. Like, it has definitely looked worse than this, but there's lots of stuff that I need to do, so I figured, you know, a studio cleanup type organization video you guys seem to like a lot. But yeah, there's like swatch charts, there's 3D printed pieces for things, there's like Funko pieces, because a couple weeks ago I was like building custom Funkos just because I could, which actually I'll show you. Those pieces are actually a head and body for something else, but the first custom Funko that I did, which of course you can't see, there we go. Finally, after like a year plus of having the pieces, I built a helmetless Emphas Nest Funko, which the helmet is there. Normal Emphas Nest Funko is not here. It's in the normal solo section. So that was the first one that I did. But also that week I ended up acquiring, you can kind of see those, ended up acquiring most 95% of the Orphan Black Funkos, and I decided that I was going to build a Delphine, which is in the middle there, to go with Cosima and just go in general. It's a shame that they didn't actually make one of her, and she was super easy. I literally just flipped the head onto a different body and then painted the hair slightly. And so that is what these extra pieces are. And yeah, just general chaos and craziness. Also, you probably saw over here, there's like paint everywhere that I just bought that I need to put away, but I also need to build, because that's got to go over here. I need to build another one of those divider like space things in the back that's like stopping these paints from going back too far, because normally they'd be like in Boonie land. So yeah, lots of organization to do, and we're not even going to get to like over there right now. I'll explain that later. So there is all of the new acrylic gouache put away. As you can see, it basically filled up an entire other shelf, and I did decide to make, if you can see in there, I did decide to make another spacer for that shelf as well, because I'm most likely going to end up with more acrylic gouache at some point, and so just while I had everything out, I figured I would go ahead and make that one as well. I did mix some things around just because these colors actually come after black on my swatch sheet. So originally I did put them down there, but I've actually had room to put them behind there at least for now. So it is the next day, and as you can see, the studio is definitely getting there. It is a bit of an improvement. I have my tripod back over there, which definitely clears up this a bit. I also sketched this last night, which will at some point turn into a time-lapse painting that you will probably see in like a month or so. Yeah, I still have the 3D printed things over here, but they kind of have to stay here. It's actually part of the costume that I'm going to build, so there's a little spoiler teaser there. But yeah, overall it's looking much better. But the main somewhat issue over here, like, not looking great. I have artwork that's not going to get finished for a while. That needs to probably be sprayed. It's the Orphan Black wood panel. Random figures that I'm not going to explain. But the main somewhat issue is this bag, which is a bunch of supplies. Like, I'm just going to take it over and show you everything, I guess. So this is a bunch of costume stuff that I just got from Michael's, hence it's still in the bag. So I figured I'll just show you what I picked up. First thing, basically I use like the really cheap brushes to paint props and stuff, just, you know, they work fine with the acrylic paint. You don't really need anything fancy, and if you like destroy them for different mediums or whatever, the problem that I'm having is I end up priming things with like Mod Podge and wood glue, and so inevitably, even though I do wash them out very well, they do get grungy and not looking the best in shape. And so I figured for this new costume it's time to actually stock up on some new brushes. So the first thing I got, which these aren't so much replacements as this was an interesting new set, it's just everything is their own Craftsmart brand. It was these really big brushes, which this time around I have a couple of fairly large props to paint, and so having large brushes is going to be very useful. And there's this multi-set as well, which is a bunch of different, like there's some round brushes, some flat ones, and some angled ones, which I'm probably not going to really use the angled ones, but again, these are super cheap and you get a ton of brushes. They're just synthetic ones, so they really work for everything, and so I figured this was a good mix of different sizes and shapes, and that would be useful as well. And then these ones I have a few of. I've been like gradually buying some of them and replacing others. This is just a white Taklon flat brush set, which the flat ones are definitely the ones that are looking worse than my round brushes for prop painting. Now the other part of why I desperately need to clean up the studio is because I still haven't. I've been in this new studio for like almost 2 years. It'll be like 2 years in October-ish. And one of the things that I never did, because I was basically taking the filming area in my bedroom and what was kind of another filming area that I never used, and like pulling the two like office-y type things together into this studio, I never, like, anything that I did not have to go through and I could just move, I just moved. And I've always needed to like reorganize the drawers and stuff of the Alex drawers, and I never have. And now I have all of this paint that I have absolutely no spot for. They had this paint, which is the Craft Smart Premium version of the paint. I have a ton over here, as you've probably seen. Most of this is like the standard, like the not premium stuff, like just the normal acrylic paint, which is great. But the premium stuff is thicker, you need less coats, and with the sale, these tubes were literally 1 cent more than the less quality paint. So went a little wild, picked up basically all of the colors that I figured I was going to need for this new costume. There's lots of like mixing colors, that's why some of them are like really random, but yeah. Super excited about having all of this new amazing paint, because like obviously I use this stuff for a lot more than costume and prop painting, but this is why those colors were bought, is mainly for painting the new costume. And so this Alex, if you've seen my studio tour, which there'll be a new one in a few weeks, because obviously I need to film that still too. If you don't know, I have 2 Alex drawers, tall ones. This one is all like traditional art, and this one is all craft stuff. And my somewhat designated paint drawer is like maxed out, and everything is just kind of catastrophic in here, and so this needs to get organized. So I'm gonna do that, and hopefully we can find a spot for all of this paint, because there's definitely no room over there. I've never, I don't think, actually shown you in these drawers, just because it never comes up, so I figured, you know, why not do a tour of the before. It is decently organized, like I can definitely find everything still, it's just, it could be vastly better. So up here is actually completely random, it's just labels and stuff that I use for packaging orders. I'm not entirely sure if they will stay there. I'm not also sure if I really have anywhere else for them right now, but if I could gain a drawer back, that would be awesome. This one is like jewelry drawer 1, so there's like a bunch of different findings, like rings, chains, a bunch of random stuff, the bags of different things, jewelry glue, pin backings, just anything jewelry related is in that one. This one is also kind of jewelry related, although it's more like costumey jewelry stuff. So you've got like the wire. I have, for some reason, different sculpting things in here as well. There's like leather cording, snips, more cording, all of that stuff. This one is an extremely random and very much a waste of space, so this could definitely be improved. In fact, I think half of this stuff I've been like saving for my mom, which this needs to go in her studio because I'm not babysitting this anymore. This one, paints, sponges, all that kind of stuff. This one, again, kind of a waste of space and could definitely be improved with taking some stuff out. There's like fabric paint and random other paints back there. This one is the main paint drawer. These ones are actually extras, and any random paints, like these ones are definitely extra ones, I'm pretty sure is why they're in here. Some of them I've bought, like this one I specifically bought to paint my vest. So anything that has been like bought for a specific reason that I wouldn't normally use, and any extras are in here. This one is definitely the costume section drawer. So I have like wood glue in here, my wig head, gold leaf pen that I seem to use for a lot of things. There's these beads that I keep on using as like molds and covering them with epoxy sculpt, paint that I've used for different costumes, more leather cording. This is actually the stuff that I used for my Emphas Nest costume. They're the ties around the legs that I then dyed to make look significantly dirtier and more natural. Gloves that I've taken different parts off, like definitely the cosplay drawer. This one is also kind of random. It did have like, these are really ancient cosplay pieces. These are the feather templates for my Howl costume. There's my Lady Gaga fame glasses that I made. So kind of costume, but as you can see, it's pretty empty. There's like extra Master Sword papercraft things in there, and yeah. Bottom one is like DIY, random stuff, like there's command strips, hanging things, nails, just like aluminum foil for like sculpting things, like definitely more hardware stuff. So yes, I'm gonna go through this and make this vastly more reasonable, hopefully. So I actually didn't need to mess with as many drawers as I thought I did. The main one, obviously, that you saw the improvement in is this drawer. Now I have all of the new paint over here, so when I need it I can grab it from here, seeing as they are definitely very specific colors for what I have to paint. So yeah, that is looking a lot better. Very heavy drawer. And then the only other ones that I messed with, this one I definitely improved. I moved some of the paint that was in that drawer up here. I got the sponge brushes all in one container, which definitely saves a bunch of space. And then the one that I had all of my mom's stuff in that I was holding for her, I cleaned mostly out. There was some stuff that is mine in this drawer as well, but it was definitely random. As you can see, it's still pretty empty, decently empty, and I put all of the new brushes in here, as well as some other brush sets that I had just chilling on top here in this drawer as well, so I know where all of the extra brushes are. Obviously, there's a lot of these other drawers that I should improve as well, but I really should be working on other things, so I'm not going to touch those at the moment, but it is always something that I have on my to-do list. And that's actually going to be it for this vlog. I hope you enjoy the content that I've created for the summer, but thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one.